Greetings and salutations, y'all. Ooh, he parked real close to me. How y'all feeling today? What's going on? How's life treating you? You alright? You good? Anything interesting happened to anyone today? Is this bus stopping? It's not. Oh. Am I sleepy? I'm not really sleepy today, y'all. Which is surprising. Because y'all know I'm always exhausted. But I've been trying really hard to stay like well rested. Especially in like this weather and in these like colder months. That's the quickest way to get sick, is to not be rested and operating at your optimum level. And that goes to my topic today. Make sure you're operating at your optimum level. Like, you have to make sure you're doing your best at everything that you come across in life. You know, you got to present the best version of yourself no matter what the circumstances are. If someone else is not, presenting their best version of themselves, that does not give you the go ahead to water yourself down, for anyone else or for anything else. You're supposed to be, working on greatness, and you can't, be working on greatness and then be, operating in a way that is opposite of what you're, trying to be. That doesn't even make sense. A lot of times we water ourselves down for the comfort of others, and that's not what you were created to do. You weren't created to operate in a way that will make other people comfortable. That's not what you're here for. You are supposed to be operating at a level of your highest self. How are you supposed to, how are you going to do your best if you're not giving your best? I remember when I was in band in high school, and I don't know about y'all, but I went to a predominantly black high school. I went to Glenville. Tarbletter for life. But in going to Glenville, I learned so much. And when I say I learned so much, I mean they made us perform. I don't care what the situation was. It could be -6 degrees outside. If we gonna be at this game, y'all gonna play at your optimum level. You're gonna perform at your absolute very best, because we are not creating anything less than the best. And I took that to heart. I wanted to make sure that I was doing my best at every game, doing my best, even in practice. Practice is not where you slack off. That's where you, hone and create those skills that are going to take you further. And so, even on your day-to-day life, when you're, at work, or you're, at school, or whatever the situation may be, and wherever you are, you're supposed to be doing your absolute best, giving everybody the absolute best version of yourself, 110%. Because the worst thing somebody can do is come back and say, oh, well, she didn't even try, or he didn't even try. They weren't even doing their best, or they weren't even trying to put their best foot forward, and, in that aspect. That's the worst thing anybody can ever do to you, is to try to diminish the light that you're shining day in and day out. If you know you're doing your best, if you in school and you get a C and you did your very best to get that C, consider that C an A for you. You're doing your absolute best, and that's all that matters. If you're doing your absolute best and you get a C, strive a little harder, take the steps necessary to put yourself in the position where you get that B or you get that A. You know what I mean? That's how you make yourself up. That's how you create a better version of yourself. Taking into accountability the fact that, yes, this might be my very best, and I did try my hardest, but there's always room for improvement. And once I take the initiative within myself to try and do my very best, and also learn how to be better, take into consideration, your craft. Is there someone that you know that is better at your craft, that's willing to assist you in becoming the best version of yourself? Those things matter. It's all fun and games until you're in a situation where you could have, marked yourself differently and made yourself an asset, and you walking around being a liability. As work husband tells me, all assets, no liabilities. And that's what you have to be. You have to consider yourself an asset. You have to know what your assets are. And then you also have to know who has assets around you, so that if they are willing to teach and mentor you in your craft, you have to be aware of yourself and know that, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm not the best at it, but I can always be better at it. And allow somebody who knows more than you to teach you what you don't know. And if you know something and you have the ability to help and mold somebody into a better version of themselves, there is enough room for everyone to shine. Just because you are a candle and you light another candle, that does not mean that your flame is going to go out. Pour into other people. Help other people. If you're doing what you need to do for yourself and you're creating the best version of yourself every day, there's no reason why you can't pour into somebody else if you have the ability to do that. There's no reason. Am I the best version of myself? I'm the best version of myself thus far. This is the best version of me that I've achieved thus far. Does that mean that I won't, grow and blossom into something different? Absolutely not. This is the garden. I'm watering you all with the information I'm getting, and as I get that from other people in this world, I'm thanking them, and I am taking what they've taught me to pour into, the people who decide to come and view these videos. I learn from you all just like you learn from me. This is a two-way street. This isn't just, Bree on here talking. She gonna give us some lessons and then go on about her day. Y'all are on my mind all day. All day, every day. Y'all are on my mind because I want to make sure that I am providing y'all with the best version of myself. I can't half-ass pour into y'all. You know what I mean? I can't half-ass assist y'all, because that means that I'm creating half-ass people. I'm giving half-ass information and half-ass advice. That's not what I'm about. And once you decide and you come to the conclusion that that's not what you're about, inherently and subconsciously you'll begin to start doing things that are better for you. Start doing things that are better for the well-being of yourself and your business, or whatever those goals are. If you're going to school and you're working on a degree, you're going to start doing things as soon as you realize that you are an asset. It's important. You're doing your very best. And sometimes our best isn't considered good enough by some people. Do your very best. And if that's not getting you to where you want to be, learn how to get to where you want to be. Learn how to be better. But never, ever, ever, ever half-ass give your you give your all no matter what you're doing. You be the best version of yourself no matter what. Don't half-ass yourself, because that taints your image. And you're not supposed to care what nobody else thinks about you. And to an extent, that's true. But when it comes to marketing yourself for things, when you go on job interviews, you're marketing yourself. When you go on, when you go to, to school, you're marketing yourself. All of these things count as marketing. Y'all, what is going on? Why are you breaking? Why are you breaking? What do that got to do with anything? Drive your car, sir. Lordy be. But you can't be out here giving watered down versions of yourself. That's not who you are. You're not a watered down version of yourself. So you shouldn't be out here promoting and giving out watered down versions of yourself. In all aspects, do your best, no matter what. Even if I've gone to do things where I'm like, dang, I really don't feel like doing this, or I don't really want to do this, but I made that commitment, and I'm going to give you 110% of me. I'm going to do my very best to make sure that I make the best impact, because I'm not representing just myself. I'm representing somebody else, because they invited me to be a part of this. Even when I've been sick, I've been at work with a full asthma attack, and still, performed my very best. You always want to give the best version of yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you overexert yourself. And you'll know when you've done too much. You'll know when you're like exhausted, you don't have the energy. In those situations, you don't overexert yourself, but you always give your best. Absolutely always. Because that's a stamp on you. That's the definition of you. Your very best is the definition of you. And if you don't like that definition, learn how to enhance yourself. Learn how to enhance your skills and your tools. Are these YouTube videos my very best? They're my very best for right now. Am I working to create better content? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to fund my content to the very best of my ability, because I want to give y'all quality content. I want y'all to have something nice to, something nice to look at, something nice to watch. Something of quality. And right now, this is the best that I can do as far as, financially. But I'm still going to be giving you all the best content I can as far as lessons and things of that nature. I'm always going to provide the best version of myself. And I want you all to get in the habit of providing the best version of yourself as well. You're important. You matter. You may go to an event, or you may, go to do something, and you're like, well, it doesn't matter because, I'm not, like for artists who, music and things like that, I'm not headlining, so it doesn't matter, if I'm good or anything like that. It does matter, because you never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching you. You never know who is taking into account what you're doing, evaluating it, who's trying to bless you with an opportunity. You never know. And the first time you half-ass yourself, the first time you play yourself for something that you're not, is going to be the first time that somebody who had faith or, was interested in being a part of whatever it is that you're doing, that's going to be the first time they be like, oh, well, he or she ain't really, about their craft. They just kind of out here doing whatever it is that they doing just because. And you done played yourself out of an opportunity. Never play yourself. Never play yourself. That's probably going to be the title of today's video. Never play yourself. Because it's important for us to all know that you should never play yourself. Never play yourself, or water yourself down to make somebody else feel comfortable. What sense does that make? I'm not here for your comfort. I'm here for your growth and your development And what happens when you grow? When you plant a seed and you water it, what does it do? It expands. And in that expansion, it sheds its shell and it softens up a little bit. And then next thing you know, you done sprout it into a tree. You in 2 lanes, big dog. 2 lanes. Do you know you in 2 lanes? I don't even think. See, he's not doing his best right now. That's what's going on. He's not doing his very best. He's doing the bare minimum. Do you want to be bare minimum? The people who drive in 2 lanes, just out here not paying attention, driving irrationally and recklessly, they not doing their best. They're not doing their best. They're not trying their best. They don't got y'all best interests at heart. None of that. Do your best. Have your own best interests at heart. But that is all, y'all. I'm on my way home. Is that a full moon? If it's a full moon, y'all, if I'm not mistaken. So prepare yourself for what comes from that. Be careful, because you know crazy things happen on full moons. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Hopefully this is up before the end of the night, if YouTube permits me to do my very best, because sometimes YouTube don't want me to be great. But I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Go in this house and relax, get ready for bed, meditate, burn my incense and my candles. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. I love you. And remember, nobody is better at you than you are. Good night.